Data from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice shows that as more inmates are approved for parole and fewer parolees are sent back to prison, the prison population in the state of Texas has steadily decreased over the last 10 years.
So now in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they've started to say, you know what, we're spending too much money on jails and on prisons, and we should spend that on education, whatever. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have diversion programs. But the diversion programs aren't truly diversion. What they are just extensions of incarceration. And what they do is they say, okay, we're going to put you on probation, we're going to put a monitor on you, we're going to put you on house arrest, and you're going to pay for that. We're going to put you in a rehabilitation program, and you're going to pay for that too. And if you can't find the ways or the means to pay for that, right, because we put these barriers for employment right in front of you, then you can't get a job because you have to check the box. That you can't get an apartment because of the apartment managers or the owners are going to discriminate you because of your criminal history, and yet we're going to say that you have to pay for these. And if you can't, we're going to revoke your parole probation. Anyway.
While there are also many resources available to parolees when they are released, some argue that those resources are not accessible.
They give you some 1-800 numbers to call. Or say call 311, and they'll maybe give you this, but you still have 18 places you need to go to in order just to find out how I can avail myself of the services.
When you look at the reality of the situation, just because something exists does not mean that it's working the way that it's supposed to. And so I think sometimes people shy away from advocating more when someone puts something, oh, well, something's in place here, so obviously they're doing something about it. Now we can move on to another issue. And so in my own experience with trying to access mental health resources after I was incarcerated, I contacted the agency that I was given by, when I walked out with my pieces of paper, my ID, and my street-ready papers, as they call them. And basically, in my first phone call to this agency, the woman who was supposed to assign me a case manager ended up discouraging me from even pursuing those services. It almost felt like she'd been trained to respond in that way. Like, unless you were absolutely desperate or just, I don't know, maybe didn't catch the cues that she was giving me, maybe those people would pursue it. But I was just kind of like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't even bother at this point. And so I hear that a lot from people coming out who say, they told me that this, and this was available, but nobody's helping me. And so really looking at sort of the appearance versus reality dichotomy of how these policies are put in place is important. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's working.